like English class, but a lot funner. I want to talk to you about telling stories and how important this is because anybody can look up studies and research, and that's not always very interesting. We are humans who love stories. We love to connect with people. We love real life experiences. So, how can we write that and take words that really give people an experience and help them to connect? Because what you want to write in ways that connect emotionally. This is something that I hope that I continue to learn how to do. So, I want to share a few things that I, as a writer, have learned and am learning that will help your captions and help your storytelling. Like I said, a little bit like English class, but we're going to have fun with it. Alliteration and assonance and consonants. So those are where the first letter of the words start with the same letter. That's alliteration. I think that's a little bit more common. We probably all remember what that's about. Assonance is where in the middle of a word it has the same vowel sound. Consonants is where in the middle of a word it has the same consonant sound. So um, think about like consonants would be like T's in the middle of a word. Um, Assonance would be just where it has the same vowel sound and it just has a really nice flow and cadence. That makes the words really sing off the page, even if you're talking about something that's a little bit more dry. Can you think about verbs and things like S's are sometimes easy? I was writing a caption and I said, are you stuck? Are you sinking? Are you sailing through? That kind of an alliteration just makes it fun for people to read, and it makes it less dry and a little bit less salesy and a lot less like you're just a brand talking to the internet. It makes it feel like you're talking to a person. Synonyms. If you keep saying chiropractic adjustment, eventually our mind stops seeing it, hearing it. So see where you can use synonyms and not just keep saying the same word. Synonyms are fantastic. So another thing that is easy for all of us to implement is sentence length. A lot of times we think we need to make these long, complicated sentences, and we're like, let's try and add in a semicolon and commas and make it really complicated. Actually, something that helps the rhythm of our writing is when our sentences are various lengths. If they were all 5 words, it starts to get really dry and really choppy. But if we have some words that are, or some sentences that are maybe even just one word, like maybe in the middle of what you're talking about, you need to say, however, and you put a period. We're not super interested in perfect grammar. You're not going to be graded on your grammar. What you are wanting to get across is emotion. So what I would say is if you have a long story, something you want to write, do a blog or an email newsletter, and then take out 2 paragraphs of it and put it on your social media and say, there's so much more to this story. Hop over to my blog. There's so much more to this story. Get it all in my email newsletter. So write it out. We want the whole story. Just find where's the best place. Also, Facebook seems to be favoring longer posts, so don't worry about it being too long. Just make sure that you have lots of space and, write it all out. I am a big fan of just free writing. I have a little notebook here where I try to do some free writing, and then we can like get it all out and then go back through and edit and see where have I been redundant, because sometimes I think that if I keep repeating it or saying it in different ways, it will make my point stronger, but it doesn't. I should just say it strongly using all of the tools and techniques, and then I should just get out of the way and let the person hear it. So taking out any redundancies. Think about when we talk. When we talk, sometimes we use shorter sentences for punctuation. Sometimes we use longer flowing sentences. Vary it up, and that'll really improve the feel and quality of your writing. So when we go through life, we are experiencing it on multiple levels: proprioceptive, smelling, not just what we're seeing and not just what we're hearing. So is there any way that you can bring that in, even if you talk about, if it's a pediatric post and you're talking about a child's damp curls, just that kind of feel, we immediately associate more of a smell and more of a feel with it. Anytime that you can bring in especially taste and smell into your writing, that is a wonderful thing. Um, any kind of storytelling like that, even if you're talking about, like what the weather is, on this cool, breezy fall day or whatever it is, that really gives us more of an experience in your story. Also, strong verbs. We are talking about life changing chiropractic principles. So we need to use strong verbs. These are what I would say, go back when you're going back through your writing. If you have written a post and I don't want you to take a long time writing your post. I want you to be able to get it out there and get back to adjusting people. So when you are going through what you've written, if anything, just see if you could put in stronger verbs. you know, the verb to be is kind of overused. Sometimes we use was, is, were too much. Can we use a stronger verb? I always use this classic example. I was walking behind my niece and I noticed that she was waddling. Now, waddle is a much stronger verb than if I just said she's walking awkwardly. A verb and an adverb is a missed opportunity. So go ahead and use stronger verbs. Another thing in writing captions, blog posts, email newsletters is give us space. It's actually hard to read a whole chunk of text. I love reading and I love novels, but when I'm on my phone and I'm reading through social media, I skim. I skim. I don't read every line. If there is something important that you are saying, your main point, maybe that sentence needs to be a paragraph all by itself. Again, throw out the grammar rules. We are interested in impact. So if that one sentence can be a paragraph in your blog, in your email newsletter, in your caption, just put that in with lots of white space. I would say paragraphs no longer than 3 sentences, and really 2 sentences is a paragraph. Blog, email, caption, whatever you're writing. So give it lots of space. Another thing is for your writing voice. I don't know if you hear your own voice when you're writing or if you make up conversations in your mind or if that's just me, but think about a warm, relaxed voice. I know that part of my brand is being a little bit girl next door. Maybe that's not your voice, but listen to your voice and try to write like you talk. So if you, even if you have a more professional voice, a more serious voice, you still speak naturally and let it flow. And I know that you are great communicators and educators in your offices. So try to write like that. Maybe anytime we can put in humor. One of my clients is so good with puns. He just has the funniest puns. And then we need to put that in writing. So relaxing, warmth, humor, puns, whatever it is, put those in your writing and it will immediately improve if you're just using your own normal voice. Last thing I want to touch on is emojis. Now, I am a black and white, like black words on white paper type of person. Emojis are not my favorite. I can be more animated in real life, but when I'm writing, I really just want to write words. So I understand, and yet people can't hear me. So using emojis is a way for people to hear your inflection. It's a way for you to add like hand motions. So where I would usually be like, put a mind-blowing emoji. Do use some emojis to help you break up and give you more space to be able to tell your tone of voice and think about hand motions where you would put hand motions, or even just where you would put facial expressions. Like there's the emoji with the big eyes that are looking to the side, where you would sometimes be like, I would put an eye roll in there, then put the emoji. It can just really also brighten it up, because I like black words on a white page, but I realized like my oldest son, he needs things in color, he needs pictures. He is a right-brained person who needs needs that. So putting in emojis kind of helps reach everybody in how they learn. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up for today. Comment and tell me what you are thinking if you have thought about sentence length, using your senses, stronger verbs, which one of those is easiest for you or trickiest for you. Comment and tell me what you like about writing or what you don't like about writing. What's hard for you? What's working for you in writing your captions? Do you write them in advance or do you write them on the spur of the moment? Do you do lots of revisions? So if you have any questions, comment with them, send me an email, jenna@adjustyourmedia.com, and talk to me about writing. It is my favorite subject. Definitely, if you have any questions or I can help you out in any way, I would love to help.